On today's episode of the DeRaud Messenger Show, we predict Texas versus Rice. Longhorns fans, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. It's greatly appreciated. So to begin, Dylan, we got a matchup we wanted, but Texas isn't ranked in this one anymore. It is the Longhorns at Rice. We got some basic game info for you guys as always. The game will be on Saturday at 7 p.m. at Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium in Austin, Texas, as always. The game will be televised on LHN, Longhorn Network, and Longhorns are favored by 26 points. So let's get into that scouting report, Dylan.
Yeah, Devon, obviously it looks like they're going to be going with Casey Thompson here at quarterback. If there was one highlight from the Arkansas game that you can draw from, it is that Casey Thompson was able to get things done with his legs and provide some sort of spark towards the end of the game that gives you a bit of confidence just going in the future that, hey, there's something that we can maybe lean on. Obviously, you have Bijan Robinson in the backfield who's going to be looking to bounce back from a 69-yard game in the prior matchup. Look for the wide receivers to get, hopefully more action. Obviously, the offensive line was getting dumpstered the entire game last week, so it was very hard to get into a rhythm, at least for Hudson Card. And then on defense, be looking for B.J. Foster. He had that one interception last game that, almost kind of flipped the script of the game, but it didn't end up really mattering. And then Marvian Overshone had 5 tackles, Devon, as well. So look for him to be, disrupting this Rice offense. The keys to success for me, obviously, is to regain confidence for the offensive line and the defensive line coming off last week. And then Casey Thompson, obviously, making plays on offense, providing that spark, getting things done, and basically just showing that he deserves to have this starting role going into the next few weeks after this. So, and then on the other night,
go on.
Yeah. Well, if you want me to, I was going to touch on Rice real quick. They do have Luke McCaffrey starting at quarterback. He did not have a stellar showing against Houston. He did throw 3 picks and under 100 yards passing. So don't be expecting much. Game? No, Devin. Maybe for us on Thanksgiving, some Thanksgiving football matchups, in the backyard. But no, not at all. And then I was in the backfield with Kalon Griffin. He had 86 yards against Houston, only 121 yards total for these first 2 games. So obviously not much to look at coming from Rice in this matchup. This should be a confidence booster for Texas. But if Rice were to win this game, Devon, they need to obviously force turnovers and limit self-inflicted turnovers for themselves in order to stay in the booster seat for the matchup.
That's definitely the key to the game. As you said, McCaffrey had 3 picks against Houston. You can't be doing that, especially as a starting quarterback. But then as you also touched on, Kalon Griffin had a decent game against Houston. I mean, for a Rice team, 86 yards, you said, that's not too bad. But obviously, if they want to beat the Longhorns, he's going to have a Ricky Williams type of game. And then linebacker Antonio Montero also has looked good for Rice. He's got 21 tackles so far through the season, so averaging over 10 per game. But as you said, really the story for this game is the Longhorns. They obviously did not look good against Arkansas, and that might be an understatement. Maybe that's really where they're at right now with the team, just how they looked against Arkansas, and this game will definitely have to be a confidence builder for the Longhorns, but it's more than a confidence builder. As you said, the line looked absolutely terrible. I don't like to rip on position groups, but left tackle is getting beat up and blown up by an Arkansas team that was obviously on their A game that night, but you still can't be not letting up anything. Bijan Robinson, as you said, how many yards did he have? 60-something?
69, yep.
Only 69, nice. But he wasn't given the opportunity to get even 70 yards. He's getting hit 3 yards in the backfield every single play. Card looked good for glimpses. Like, he wasn't doing absolutely terrible or anything, but he was showing the nerves out there, overthrowing some passes, which probably just was adrenaline. But yet again, in the big stages, those are the plays you need to make. And as you said, Thompson got in and looked even better. It wasn't really doing too much with the arm, but as you said, the legs, 2 rushing touchdowns, at least showed some signs of life and something positive to get out of this game on. And now he's got the starting nod against Rice, so hopefully for him he gets to keep that job. But Card obviously isn't going to let go either. But Dylan, what are your X factors for this Longhorns game?
Well, the X factors for me is going to be the offensive line, obviously protecting Thompson and opening lanes for Bijan Robinson. Obviously, like you just touched on, the offensive line struggled. There's something to say about the rest of the team, and the offensive line is just getting absolutely bullied in the trenches down. Like, what are you going to do? If you're Hudson Card, you hike the ball, and then they're all on top of you within 2 seconds. There's not much room for success. So I'll be interested to see how they bounce back. I'm sure the offensive line coach is screaming at these guys going into the next matchup, because that was just,
Do you think it's time to move some guys around in that group, or is it just coaching that's got?
I say you open it up in practice this week. You go, hey, no one's got a starting spot right now. You got to earn it again. Think about it like training camp. So it's one of those mindset problems. You can't be going into these matchups thinking you just already have won the game. You're not Alabama yet. I know you hired an offensive coordinator from Alabama, but you're still not
their entire coaching staff.
Yeah, but Arkansas wanted it again. It's all these matchups against rivals that you have with Texas. It's just a recurring problem. And where they go in there, they're the better team. They got the Vegas odds in their favor, and they still lose because the other team wants it more. So this is what Sark was supposed to come in and change. This was one of those games where he showed that he didn't change anything yet. So something's got to give, Devon, in the future. But this Rice game, I don't think they're going to be really having that problem. Rice is going to want it, but I think the talent is going to overcome that. And then with X Factor,
Arkansas wants it more, though? Come on.
Arkansas wanted it more. Yeah, it was pretty obvious. A lot more. Yeah. When you've got, KJ Jefferson doing his best Cam Newton impression, it's tough out there. It's tough out there.
A lot more running, though. The Longhorns defensively in terms of secondary did all right, but the rushing game really killed them.
Agreed.
When the offensive,
well, it's not even the offensive line; it's the defensive line too. When the running game is working, it means the defensive line is getting destroyed. So that's all. So both lines, they just need to open it up, Devon, and see who really wants this starting spot. But for Rice, sorry for the rant, but for Rice, the X factors, Kalon Griffin is gonna have to do his best Heisman impression. I don't think Luke McCaffrey is going to be able to do everything himself in this matchup. They're going to need a running game, like Arkansas demonstrated. That is where Texas is, liable and susceptible. So if he can rush for over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, which seems like an insane feat and maybe one that he might not be able to do given his resume, that is what's going to have to happen, Devon. So that is my X factors.
Okay, but as you were also alluding to a second ago, that defensive line for the Longhorns didn't look too great. So if they keep that trend up, maybe he does do that. My X factors for Texas are the quarterbacks. Obviously, Thompson's starting in this one, deservingly so, and Card is probably going to get his fair share of snaps regardless. They got to look semi-decent out there. Like I said earlier, they weren't absolutely terrible, but it was not pretty. This is the game where they can really boost their stats up and try to, give a little wink to Coach Sark on the sideline. But everything needs to improve for the Longhorns. So an X factor should really be the entire team. But I'm going to go with quarterback play. Now, what is your danger level here?
My danger level's a 1. It's not a 0 simply because they just lost to Arkansas. So there's literally no confidence in this team at the moment. But again, this isn't an SEC team that they're facing. So I'm not worried about this matchup, Devon.
Are you looking at my notes? I also have a 1 on the danger level. Come on. As you said, Arkansas really took the Longhorns to the shed. If the Longhorns lose this one, I don't even know what to say. Not only do they have to win this one, but they should be pissed about how that last game went. And unfortunately for Rice, they should be taking it out on those Owls. The spread's at 26 points, but the Longhorns are going to be looking to win this one by 50, honestly. And Bijan Robinson and Thompson are really going to have to, like I said before, pad those stats and show you can show the Heisman vote or something, but as you know, Dylan, if you want to win the Heisman, you got to be in that national title contention and winning team. So yeah, they have a lot of work to do there. Now, what's your prediction?
I have Texas winning 42-14. So I have them beating the spread if I'm doing my math correctly. So, and it'll probably be more, but at the current moment, I'm going with 42-14.
So 2 touchdowns is what Rice is getting. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe McCaffrey finds the end zone. I got Texas winning as well, but I have 45-3. Like I said, those Longhorns better be pissed, and I know the fans watching this are pissed. They better be more pissed than all of you guys are. And if they are, then this is the game to take it out on Rice, like I said. I got 45-3. Thompson, Card, Whittington had a couple of drops. He's got to clean it up. Joshua Moore, and then as you said, the defensive line, really the entire defense, but the D-line, O-line really have to step it up. I think the Longhorns step on some throats here, get in the right direction heading into conference play. But what do you guys think about this Longhorns versus Rice game? Let us know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.